All right, 8th grade. So now we're moving on to exponents and division. So we have a couple more properties that we're going to talk about here, starting with the quotient rule. Similar to the product rule, but this one's about division. So any integer, A, M, and N, where A does not equal 0, the following is true. A to the nth power divided by A to the nth power equals A to the M minus N. So we're subtracting. Why does that work? Well, if we did something like A to the 4th over A squared, right, we would end up with 1, 2, 3, 4 A's in the numerator and 2 A's in the denominator. And then when we divide out, we would be left with A times A, which is A squared. So if we do A to the 4 minus 2, we also end up with A squared. So again, it's that pattern. That mathematicians saw that every time they had the following repeated multiplication, which is what causes our exponents, that they could subtract and it would be the same. So that's the pattern that they found. So let's do a couple examples. For this first one, keep the base. Don't go doing 8 divided by 8 and making it 1. Nope, stop yourself right there. Keep the base. So my base is 8. And then we're going to do 10 minus 7. So that's going to give us 8 to the 3rd power. And we're going to do the same thing here. Keep the base. Stay as y. And then we're going to do 13 minus 9. So we end up with y to the 4th power. Now on this one we have a coefficient. Think of this as 2/8 times d to the 20th over d to the 13th. So we're going to first simplify this 2/8, which is 1/4. And then we're going to subtract our exponents. So we're going to do d to the 20 minus 13. So we end up with d to the 7th power. And we can write this one of two ways. We can put it over 4, right, because 1/4 d to the 7th power. Or we can say 1/4 d to the 7th power. Either way, both of those are correct. But again, these coefficients, we simplify them. They create their own, they're their own bases, right? And so we simplify those. And that's how power of a quotient works. In the next video, we're going to talk about our power of a quotient. That's how quotient rule works. Next video, we're going to talk about power of a quotient. See you there.